Last month, a Minneapolis cop had a run-in with 5 black teenagers that helps to demonstrate the sorry state of race relations in that city today. So we're going to show you a bit of video. It's going to have Hamza Jeylani and 4 of his friends who were stopped after doing a U-turn in a parking lot. They were pulled over by Officer Rod Weber, and then they had this interaction.
Come on, I'll get it. Whose car is this?
That's his.
It is? Come on out. Here's the deal. If you fuck with me,
in front of you. We'll keep them where I can see them, please.
plain and simple, if you fuck with me, I'm going to break your leg before you can get a chance to run. Be honest. I don't screw around.
You said I was gonna run.
I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm trying to be officer friendly right
So,
now.
can you tell me why I'm getting arrested?
I feel like arresting you.
Now, you don't want to meet Officer Unfriendly.
That's just a bad apple. That's not that is not emblematic of a culture gone wild. People acting with impunity. No, that's not. That's just one guy doing a bad thing.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, Jimmy, I actually looked at that and thought, I'm so used to that I didn't even think that was that bad.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that goes to your point. No, it's the whole barrel, right?
Yes.
and
He's
like,
thinking he's being nice. That's
Yeah.
how fucked up it is, Jenk. He's going, I'm being officer friendly right now by threatening to break your legs and not even telling you while I'm arresting you, and you don't even look like you're going to run. You're just black.
Yeah.
Okay.
He warned him that is actually nice.
Yeah, so go ahead.
For America.
So, Jimmy brought up that the guys in the car were black. This is when some people in the audience, their heads explode. There's guys on the internet literally yelling at me. I saw a video the other day I was amused by. Oh, you fucking hypocrite. It's not about them being black. It's not about it. Right. Okay. Now, in this case, okay, forget the broken legs. Forget, I'm not going to tell you why I'm arresting you, which you, of course, should under the law. And sorry, I thought they were law officers. But anyway. They were clearly not in the car that was stolen. It was a blue Honda Civic that was stolen. They were in a blue Toyota Camry. Not the car they were looking for. It is patently obvious. You can't say, well, blue, they made a mistake. No, it says blue Honda Civic. It's not the same. It's a Toyota Camry. But it doesn't matter. There's 4 black kids in the car. You think that they just came out of the YMCA. They were at the gym. They come out of the gym. They're in their car. They get pulled over. You think they're pulling over white people and they see it's the wrong car and they go, who cares? We're going to break your fucking legs and we're going to arrest you. We're going to arrest you anyway, even though we know for a goddamn fact it isn't you, right?
After a U-turn.
And the thing is, if you think, they do that to white people, look, there's some legitimacy to it. The poor and the powerless are getting crushed throughout. And yes, the cops are doing that sometimes in West Virginia, et cetera, too, right? But if you think it isn't happening more to black people, you're out of your goddamn mind. If you think it isn't happening more to poor people, you're out of your goddamn mind. No way that they do this. I keep using the example because it's in your bones, no matter how right-wing you are, I'm right. They're not doing this in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
So 4 guys that are in a Bentley, and you were supposed to pull over a blue Rolls Royce, instead you pulled over a blue Bentley, and you go, I'm going to break your fucking legs. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to say any of that. You're not going to do that. You're going to apologize profusely to them and then let them go.
Where were they coming out of?
They were coming out of a YMCA.
The cop was just saying, he was just wanting to say, young man, there's no need to feel down.
Yeah, I think it's easy for us to say, Camry, Honda, he should know the difference. But he seems like a big racist. Maybe he just thinks all Asian cars look alike.
So, nice, Johnny. So that guy... That's how so that guy is a officer of the state. He's acting for us. He's the face of government, and his interaction with the citizen, you, isn't that he's there to serve or protect you. He's there to intimidate, bully, and brutalize you, and illegally arrest you on purpose. And that's just normal. He's not even batting an eye. This cop isn't even, why am I arresting you? Because I feel like it. And the other woman, to keep your hands where I can. Nobody, this is... Again, I'm glad that we've stopped the bad apple argument. I really am. It took a while, but and it's going to take, I've said this before, it's going to take years to change the culture of policing in America because these guys were trained like this. They're trained like this to see the citizens as the enemy, do whatever you want, you have impunity, and they do have impunity.
But look what happened in Cleveland.
Could it be any worse?
Right, but I mean, but there was some response. There was like the way things are changing, and it's going to take whole generation. But Cleveland was like, we're going to change things around. We're going to do things differently. Like that,
I'll believe it when I see the Cleveland Cup. cops,
Yeah.
who are the real thugs. Okay, was that clear enough? In case you're wondering about the numbers, African Americans in Minneapolis are 8.7 times more likely than white people to be arrested for low-level offenses like trespassing, disorderly conduct, assuming in public, and lurking. Okay.
Lurking.
Meanwhile, Native Americans are 8.6 times more likely to be arrested for low-level offenses than white people. Okay, so lurking's perfect, right?
Lurking is
I don't
great.
like you. You seem dangerous to me. I'm going to arrest you.
Yeah.
And we know from other studies, white people and black people smoke marijuana at the same rates. Black people get arrested 4 times more. It's not because they're smoking more. It's not because they're lurking more. It's not because they're doing more low-level offenses, because they get arrested more. But I know for the right-wingers, it's all a giant coincidence. And when communities in Baltimore, Ferguson, et cetera, are upset, they're upset over nothing. No, the cops don't target them. It's just, they're so touchy.
Yeah.
They're so touchy. When white people are constantly getting arrested, they don't protest because they're good guys.
Yeah.
When black people get arrested at the same rates, they're so touchy about it,
Yes.
right? But it's not the same rates. It's 8.7 times more in Minneapolis, of all places.
Just don't
Sean
run.
Hannity says they're polite to him, though.
Just don't run from the cops.
Yeah, just
That's
don't
what
run.
Sean Hannity says. Don't run. Why do you see the cops as the enemy?
When you're pregnant and they're going to tackle you, just let them tackle you.
So
Don't fight
Rich
back.
Lowry has an article in Politico out today, and the headline is Black Lives Don't Matter. And so his thing is like, so there was 39 murders in Baltimore last week, and he says nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's clamoring about it.
Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah,
So
we talked about it.
I know we talked about it, but he said, but this is what he's saying, according to him. So people don't really care that Black lives really don't matter. People don't care about the murders. That they're only making political hay out of police brutality, even though they don't even care that police are brutal to them. They're just doing it because they can make hay out of it. And the proof to Rich Lowry that nobody cares about those 39 black people is that it's not being covered as widely in the white corporate mainstream media. So he's saying the black people in Baltimore don't care about the murders in their community because white corporate news media isn't covering it, which is effed up. And if he's so concerned about it, I guess that's why the front page of the New Republic was all about the inner city violence and what we can do about it. But they don't cover it. So that's all. But that's right now, and that's happening at Politico, which is the Tiger Beat of Washington D.C. I didn't make that up. Somebody else did.
Okay, now let's think about that. And whenever we talk about, hey, how can we help lower the violence wherever it is, and in this case, inner city, Baltimore, et cetera, people make rational arguments like, well, if socioeconomic conditions were better, you would have less violence. That's a fact, because if you look at richer towns, they have less violence. Beverly Hills, whatever it might be, right? Better educational opportunities. Is Rich Lowry in favor of any of those? No.
No.
No. What are they going to come back to? All they're going to do is blame black people. They're going to say, where are the parents? Where are the dads?
Sell them sturdier bootstraps.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, what's wrong with your
He
culture?
says there should be
Stronger
more
moral
police, and that the police should be even stricter in black communities. They should arrest more people. That literally what he said. Politico printed it. So I guess they were on a bet. What's the dumbest thing you can print this year? And that was it. And so I think they're going to win that bet.
It's
So
only
really
May,
good.
they'll beat it.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, also last week, and Rich Lowry doesn't talk about this. The governor vetoed $11.7 million that was earmarked to go towards Baltimore schools. Said we're not going to give that money to the schools because we're broke. Same week, they approved a $30 million youth prison in Baltimore. So there's a $30 million youth prison going to be built, $11.7 million that were supposed to go to schools, not going to schools. Yeah. But Black lives don't matter, according to Rich Lowry.